All right, good morning. I don't know if these are going to be short and sweet messages or if this is going to be a really long message, but I heard to get these decks out and these crystals and to let you choose from these today. And I'm hearing this is the one thing they want you to know right now. Okay, so this is the one thing they want you to know right now. All right, we have the Seraphinite. That's the first crystal, the Seraphinite. And that goes with this Rose Oracle, okay? We have Danubite, which goes with the Threads of Fate Lumen Oracle. All right, and then we have the Blue Lace Agate, Druzy, with the Starseed Oracle. All right, and then we have the Pink Kunzite with the Astral Realms Crystal Oracle. And then we have blue, green, and they say purple, I don't see the purple, but blue, green, purple fluorite with the Work Your Light Oracle cards. So if you're attracted to a crystal, but also a different deck, maybe you have two piles to watch. Maybe there's two things they want you to know. But the way they want me to express this is the one thing they want you to know, okay? So maybe the one thing they want you to know is a combination of readings. I don't know. I'm going to open the energy, and I'm just going to follow my guidance. Here we go. Ooh, that was so quiet and so soft. I don't even know if you guys heard it. Okay, and then I saw 202. So before we get started, I need to read the 202 message in here. Angel number 202. You are being guided by God and angels to open your heart, mind, and energy to support those surrounding you. Okay. That must be for me. To support you, maybe. God is guiding you to know yourself more deeply. That's the other 202 in here. God is guiding you to know yourself more deeply. Ah, okay. That's for you guys. That's for, maybe for me too, but that is for this group, this reading. God is guiding you to know yourself more deeply, and this is the one thing God wants you to know. That's how it's coming. I'm asking if I should open the energy more. They say no, it's open. All right, go ahead and pick your piles. If you haven't picked, you can pause the video and do so. But I am going to get started because we have a lot to do here today with the first group. Okay. So the first group, you chose the Seraphinite crystal. You can look that up if you'd like. If it becomes something I need to talk about in the reading, I will. It basically connects you with, the higher realms, but they all do. So you can look up the particulars. So you chose the Rose Oracle. So what is the one thing that God wants this is just a card, that God wants the group number one to know about themselves, to know themselves deeper. Okay. What is the one thing that you need to know about yourself, to know yourself deeper today? They're asking you to cut. Okay. All right, here we go. The one thing. Rapture, sensuality, love, devotion, romance, ecstasy, and pleasure. Okay, let's read this card because I do not have these cards memorized. I want that to show, so how am I going to do this? Maybe we'll just do this. Perfect. All right, let's find out what the card says and then go from there. So rapture, where is that? It's on page 102. Okay, 102. Flora is the ancient Roman goddess of spring and flowers. In one myth, she was struck by Cupid's arrow and overwhelmed by love and completely breathless in a moment of rapture. She called for Eros. However, the sound rose came out of her mouth instead. So rose became another word for Eros. And it also became the symbol for love, beauty, and passion. Read another version of the story about Flora naming the rose on page 18. Okay, we'll do that in a second. Oh, do it now. Okay. Go to page 18. Okay. The rose in hidden Celtic goddess worship. The rose had deep roots with the goddesses of the pre-Christian Celtic people too, and in many ceremonies and rituals, the Celtic tradition, roses were used to represent the heart. However, when Christianity was adopted by the Romans and later spread throughout the empire, pagan flower festivals and rituals were denounced by the church. For some time, roses were even forbidden in graveyards. As Christianity was being established across Europe, one of the church's conversion strategies was to replace the deities that the people of the land had worshipped for hundreds of years with Christian saints. For example, the Celtic goddess Brigid became Saint Bridget, and the goddess Anu became Saint Anne. As people were taught to worship only one male god and the Father and the Son in the Holy Trinity, the reverence for the feminine, for nature, that was so present in ancient goddess worship and his indigenous Celtic spiritual traditions was largely lost. However, those who longed to keep alive the connection with the divine feminine found new roots to her. For some, this desire manifested as a devotion to Mother Mary, with the rose as her symbol, just as it was for earlier mother goddesses. Mary became the goddess that people could actively worship without fear of persecution. Interesting. That's really interesting, actually. Now we'll go on. Many patriarchal religions have placed a shameful cloak around sensuality, sex, pleasure, ecstasy, rapture, and sexuality. One of the most natural, pleasurable parts of life has become conditional and judged. The rose wants to heal us from this and to remember that pleasure, sensuality, sexual preference, and expression of desire can be some of the most sacred, miraculous things about a human being on earth. No, about being a human on earth. This card comes from a message about receiving and giving love and pleasure. Flora wants you to know that your sensuality, your passion, and your sexuality, no matter how you identify, are sacred and holy. She wants you to connect with your sensual, true nature and to celebrate this in all people. There's something called a rose transmission here. My sensuality is sacred and holy. Other people's sensuality is sacred and holy. I open myself up to express and receive love in a way that feels safe and good to me. I release painful programming and experiences and return to love. Beautiful. Interesting, because the word rapture has, quite a religious context. People talk about the rapture and we're just going to disappear off of earth, vibrate to the highest level and disappear. Our clothes will be left behind, kind of thing. But rapture is based in our sensuality, is what I'm hearing here. Rapture is extreme pleasure, it's ecstasy. And we've made that wrong. And it's the goddesses, it's the feminine that we associate that with. And it's been made wrong. I was having a discussion the other day with people very close to me. And one of the things we were talking about was, that idea that it's sinful to desire a woman. And that some religions have made that really, they want to cover women up. They want to control that sensuality and that desire in so many ways. So what God wants group number 1 to know, or your high self, or the universe, or whatever you want to call it, if you don't like the word God, is that you are a sensual being. That is part of what being a human is. And it's time to embrace that. It's time to allow that. It's time to stop feeling shame for that. It's part of who you are. It's a part of how you create. It's part of how you express yourself. And it needs to be free. You need to free yourself from all of the limiting beliefs around your sensuality, around your desire. Okay, I'm going to go here. It's very interesting. Years and years ago, when I was in my 20s and thinking about all this stuff, creation, and thinking about the Big Bang theory of creation. And I honestly had the most interesting thoughts. And one of my thoughts was that, if the Big Bang theory is how creation really happens, it's this idea that everything comes into this compact, tight, unified thing, and then explodes again. And then it gathers itself back up into this tight thing, and then it explodes again. I mean, that's my understanding of it. I have no idea if that's really how it is, but that's my understanding of it. And my thought process was, that's the orgasm, right? Everything, I don't know about you, but for me, I guess, and might be too much information, but everything comes like into this very tense, your muscles tense, everything, and then releases, right? So for me, in my 20s, that's how I came to terms with my sensuality, my desire, my, all of that was, I came to see it as sacred. Like this card says, it's sacred. It's a sacred experience, right? And it does create, right? That is what creates life in human beings, not all beings, but in many beings, mammals on the planet. So shaming that is not productive, like literally not productive. So this is not a topic I was expecting to discuss today in this reading, but this is what's coming up for group number 1. So I think what this is we want to release any negative thought patterns, any negative self-talk, any shame, blame. This is the shame, blame energy that we're dealing with, especially the shame energy. We want to release any of that around anything to do with our sensuality, with our desire for pleasure, for physical, sexual pleasure as a human being. I don't know who needs to hear this today, but someone did. Okay? That's why this reading is coming across. I don't know what the seraphonite crystal has to do with this, but maybe you'll find that if you explore that. Is there anything else you want me to say for this group? That's it. That's the one thing that the universe, God, your spirit guides, your high self, whatever it is you call this, wants you to know today. Group number 1. But I am seeing 1414 as we're coming to a close, so I will read that message to you. 1414. Your angels are offering strong support at this time, helping you reconnect with any talents you have forgotten or aspects of your being that have been discouraged in the past. Aspects of your being that have been discouraged in the past, I think for most of us, a lot of us, through all kinds of messages, all kinds of societal messages, all kinds of, religious messages, all kinds of messages. What's really been aspects of our being that's been forgotten and discouraged in the past is our sexual and sensual self. And that is essential to your creativity, I hear. Essential to your creativity. If that is blocked, that is blocking your sacral chakra. Sorry, my voice went weird there. But that is blocking your sacral chakra. That is what's blocking your sacral chakra. That is what's blocking your creativity. That's what I hear. That's what they want you to know. It's getting stronger. You can hear my voice coming stronger. That is the one thing they need you to know. That is what is blocking your sacral chakra and is blocking your creativity. You need to look at this and release these limiting beliefs. Heal somehow these thought patterns, the shame. You have to heal the shame. You don't have to, but that's what they're suggesting you do in order to unblock your sacral chakra and your creativity. That is your message. That is what they want you to know today. Thank you for being here, group number 1. All right, put this over to the side. Group number 2, you chose the Danubrite. I had a hard time with that pronunciation. Danubrite. It's very soft. It's very pink. It's got this little flaw here, but it's such a beautiful crystal. And I like the way it feels. It's a little chalky. Oh, I don't know if anybody else likes that feeling, but I like it. And you chose the Lumen Edition, the Threads of Fate Lumen Edition. So what is the one thing that that God, the universe, your high self, your spirit guides, whatever you want to call that energy. I'm not attached to what you call it. But what is the one thing that this energy wants you to know about yourself? This is about yourself. This is to know yourself deeper. Connect to the heart. Okay. So what I learned in the first group was, by the time I got to the end of the reading, it was about a blockage in their sacral chakra that needed to be cleared. So I believe this is going to help us with a blockage in your heart chakra. Okay, connect to the heart. We're going to start with the book, and then I'll just tell you what I hear after that. Okay, I don't know where here it is. Okay, heart, connect to the heart. 78. Okay, this card asks you to connect to the heart space. This is a place of bravery, integration, vulnerability, and compassion. This may mean pushing past any fear you may have and opening up to true connection. This may mean finding forgiveness or empathy. This may mean softening. Most of us have layers of defense mechanisms around our heart that prevent us from being present, from receiving love, from giving love. This card asks you to examine what armor you can let go of and where you can nurture yourself in this space. So we have 2 dogs on the card. Dog, we can call upon dog as a teacher of vulnerability and unconditional love. When dogs are bonding to their human, it is typically a rather quick process. Even those that have significant trauma can sense when they are safe and will open up to their companions. Small acts like rolling onto their back to expose their belly is a major act of trust, as they are exposing their most vulnerable parts to you. In general, dogs move through life constantly looking for love and connection. They are an ally to call upon when you have painful experiences that have closed you off to life and other people. Dog will teach you how to open up and will allow love in when you're overwhelmed with fear. The hawthorn in this card, okay, the hawthorn, that's, I believe this. Hawthorn has incredibly potent medicine for the heart. It is used to support chest pain, irregular heartbeat, congestive heart failure, blood pressure, hardening of arteries, and cholesterol. It supports us in the same way energetically for times when our heart has hardened or we have become cynical. Hawthorn supports us as we soften and open up to life and love after heartbreak. It is also supportive for us if we need a gentle opening to feelings we have locked away or repressed. Rose quartz. Rose quartz is the ultimate heartstone. It supports us in love for ourselves, love for others, for life, family, friends, our work, our community, our environment, etc. If we have felt cold and shut down, rose quartz can activate our heart and awaken it to all there is to love in our life. If we have anger and resentment, rose quartz can gently wash it away. Call on rose quartz if you need a guide as you do any heart work. All right, so this is very practical guidance to open your heart, to clear any blockages in your heart chakra. Spend time with dogs. You don't have to go out and get a dog, but if you can spend time with dogs, that would be beneficial for you. If you're afraid of dogs, try to find a safe dog. Try to find a dog that a friend or a family member has, that or go to a dog daycare, or just go to a breeder, and find and sit with the puppies. Puppies aren't that scary, right? A golden retriever puppy, any puppy really, a labradoodle puppy. They look like teddy bears. Find a very, very safe dog to help you get past that fear, because dogs are actually, some of the most healing companions, cats and dogs. I mean, any animal really, but yeah, for the heart chakra, dog, right? Hawthorn, I don't even really know what that is, to be honest. I believe it's a plant that looks like this. So I'm going to be looking that up after this. But hawthorn seems to be something that can help. And if you have any physical heart issues, seems hawthorn is your plant. And rose quartz, of course. It's that pink. It's the light pink like this Danubite. Very soft, very light pink. It's the color of unconditional love. Right? So that is something that you might want as well. And you might want a Danubite because you chose this today. And look at the pinks, the colors that is on this deck that you chose. That's so beautiful. I'm seeing other colors in this card. I'm seeing the blues and the greens. So, your heart chakra is right in the middle, right? It's right in the middle of the 7 major chakras. And it says connect to the heart. I feel like they want to connect your throat chakra. Green is the heart chakra as well. But I see blues and purples here and gold. So I feel like they want you to connect, unblock your heart chakra so that your solar plexus, that's the gold, and your throat and your crown and your third eye with the violet and the purples, crown, all the higher chakras and the solar plexus, which is right below the heart, connect to the heart, and everything can flow through you more easily. Okay. Anything else for this group that you want me to know, see, hear, say, share with them? $23. All right, let's see what $23 says. It's in this book. Your focus on expanding and becoming a positive force in the world are paying off. Angels want you to know that you are one of them upon the earth. Oh, yes. So you are an angel, an earth angel. I mean, we all are, but they want you to recognize that and make sure that you are aware that you're an earth angel. And so you are so sensitive. And the earth can be a cold, hard place sometimes, It just can be. And there's so much that will, cause you to close your heart on this journey on this earth. So release any judgment of yourself for having a heart blockage. Okay, it's inevitable. It's part of your journey. It's part of what you came here to do, to learn how to unblock it. And when you learn how to unblock it, you will show others how to unblock it just by doing it. You don't have to do it professionally. You don't have to put yourself on YouTube. You don't have to do anything. Just by doing it, you will be an example to others on how to do it. They will see it. And they will choose to follow if they do. Is how that comes. So, You were a beautiful earth angel. It was part of the journey. It was inevitable. You had to protect your heart at times, right? You just had to. Forgive yourself for doing it. Release all judgment around it. Heed the advice and guidance that you got today. And that is the one thing they want you to know. All right? I hope it helps, and I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. All right, my third group. You chose this beautiful blue lace agate druzy that I just got, and it's amazing. I love this. You can look it up to understand its healing properties. You also chose the Starseed Oracle cards. Let's see what the one thing you need to know today to know yourself deeper is. Is it this card that wanted to flip? Yes. The weight of the world. Oh, wow. Boundaries. Let it go. It's not yours to carry. So this has very calming properties and I'm not surprised you chose this. You can look it up, blue lace agate, and what it's good for, but it's perfect for this, helping you to soothe yourself and calm your energy. Because when you're carrying the weight of the world, your energy can get very chaotic and not calm. So boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. We're going to look it up in the book, and then we're going to go from there, okay? 124. So you're a person who carries the weight of the world. You don't need to carry it all. You're no good to anyone if you're running on empty and bogged down by the weight of the world. This card is a reminder to look after your own well-being before anyone else's, to stop carrying the world's problems on your shoulders, to put on your oxygen mask first. In these changing times, it's hard not to feel overwhelmed by the state of the planet. However, you can take on its problems from a place of energetic depletion. You can't take on its problems from a place of energetic depletion. This card is thanking you for caring so much. You want to build a better world and ease the road for others, and that's incredible. But the way you've been doing so is likely unsustainable. This isn't to say you should switch off to the world's problems and become unconscious. Rather, it's a call to establish clear boundaries so you're not constantly taken out energetically. The planet needs you to be healthy, both physically and emotionally. So instead of digesting the news or reaching for your phone as soon as you wake up, show up first to a nourishing practice such as meditation, soul inquiry, deep breathing, or exercising in nature. Once you're in a state of grace and your inner well is full, you can face the day, the state of the world, and care for others. And at the day's end, take an energetic shower by emptying out anything that's not yours to carry. You can pick it up again the next morning if you so choose, but give yourself time and space to rejuvenate and rest. What are you carrying that isn't even yours? That's a question they want you to ask yourself. What are you carrying that isn't even yours? So some of you might be carrying, burdens for others that are close to you, for loved ones, for friends, for family. Some of you might be carrying burdens for complete strangers that you have so much empathy for. This group is probably very empathetic. You might be carrying the whole weight of the world, just everything. You might feel like you have to save the world, that you have to do something, that you can't sit by and just watch what's happening happen. And one of the biggest things you can do is witness. So I'm not saying, like the card said, you don't want to close your eyes, but you can witness without taking it on. And that's a difficult thing to do, clearly. But witnesses are important, right? Witnesses are important. So don't discount that. I don't know why I'm saying that, but that's what's coming for some of you. Okay. I hear, what are some, we're asking that question. What are you carrying that's not yours? That's not even yours. Hate. Hate is not yours. Anger. Anger is not yours. Fear. Fear is not yours. You would not be this far on your journey if you were fearful, if you were hateful, if you were angry. You would not be here. You would not be clicking on this message. Those energies are not yours. Let them go. It's not yours to carry. Set some boundaries around that. Okay? What else do you want to say to this group? They want me to look at the page, the number of the page of this card. So I'm going to go back and see what that page number was. 124. Okay. 124. What is the message there? Your angels are reminding you never to think of anyone or anything as more spiritual or more connected than you are. Reclaim your holiness. Yes, and that is it. Reclaim your holiness. Okay? Like I said, if you're clicking on this message, you've done a lot of healing. And your holiness, put a W in front of that, you are whole. You've integrated all these parts. So yes, anger is a part of you. Fear is a part of you. What was the other thing? I can't remember the other one now. But it's a part of you, whatever it was. But it's not yours to carry. Okay? I don't know if the difference is coming through. But you're at a place where you are reclaiming your holiness. You are whole. You have integrated all the parts of you, but they're not yours to carry. You don't have to carry them for anyone else. You don't have to mirror them for anyone else. It's time to let it go. And just because we are everything, what I've been taught and what I teach is that just because we are everything doesn't mean we have to choose to experience everything. So that's where the boundaries come in, right? And I don't see the boundaries as limiting yourself. I see them as defining yourself, okay? So part of this is defining who you are and who you're going to be in this world and what is yours and what is not yours. What energies you want to interact with and what energies you don't, right? Just waiting because the energy hasn't completely shifted yet here. So there must be another message for you. How do you let it go? How do you let it go when it's in your life? It's in a loved one. You're seeing it. You're being presented with it in the world. That's the question that's coming from this group. Forgiveness. That's how you let it go. You forgive it. So whatever it is, you let go of all anger and resentment toward it. You allow it to be. You allow it to exist. Its existence does not threaten you. That's what you need to know. That's what you need to remember. You are holy. You are safe. You are protected. You choose what you experience. I know that's hard to understand. It's hard to accept. It's hard to believe. but it's the truth. You can create a much lighter world for yourself. A world where there's nothing so heavy to carry. A world where you're uplifted instead of you carrying the world. Where the world carries you, holds you, loves you, honors you, respects you. But you have to create those boundaries. And the boundaries are not limiting. They're defining who you are. And let everything go that you are not. And you know what you're not. So when you see what you're not in the world, forgive it. Send it love. Allow it to be. Witness it. But don't carry it. Don't carry it. Let it go. There's something with those words, let it go, that they want you to understand. Let it be, is what they want me to say. Let it be. That's how you let it go. Let it be. That's how you let go of the burden. You don't need to change it. You don't need to rescue it. You don't need to eliminate it. Just let it be. However, you also don't need to interact with it. You might choose to, but you don't. It's not required. You are whole and holy even without it. That's it. That's what they want you to know. You are whole and holy even without it. Some things are to be left in the past. We're evolving. We're changing. We're growing. We're evolving. And just like how, evolution works on this planet, I don't know if we had tails at one time, but we don't need them anymore, so they're gone. We don't have them. You don't need to hold on to anything that is not yours, that you don't choose to be whole and to be holy. That is what they want you to know. That is it. That's your message. I hope it helps, and I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye-bye for now. All right. Group 4. There's so many today. You chose the pink kunzite. And look at this Danubrite and the pink kunzite and this pink. There's a lot of pink. And you chose the Astral Realms Crystal Oracle. And look at that beautiful crystal there. Looks like this one, especially, that you chose. And also that one. There's some beautiful things going on here. All right, what is the one thing that group number 4, that you want group number 4 to know about themselves, to know themselves more deeply? This card almost came out and it's sticking to my hand, so this is the one. Malachite is the crystal. Uranus is the planet. And eudaimonia is what we're going to talk about. Look how beautiful this looks with these two crystals here and this. Oh my God, it's so gorgeous. So malachite is a very wonderful crystal stone. Where's my, it's over there. This actually helps with inflammation and joint pain and stuff. So if you're feeling inflammation and joint pain and stuff like that, get yourself a malachite, okay? Because that's going to help, all right? Let's see. We're going to read the book. Okay. Number 9 might be a significant number for you, for some of you, all right? Might be your life path even, I'm hearing. So malachite, Uranus, and eudaimonia. Intuitive self, enhanced creativity, mindset. Eudaimonia is a philosophy pertaining to each individual self and finally living in your knowing. You can access this knowledge and guide yourself down the path to your bliss by looking inward and healing your past traumas and wounding. You will then be able to allow positive energies to fill these once negative spaces. From a new positive mindset, you have now permitted yourself to experience life on a higher vibrational level where you can attract what truly sets your soul on fire. This is an essential time to activate and open your heart, throat, and third eye chakras, for which malachite should be used. Okay, so malachite can be used for that as well. Malachite is known as the stone of transformation and is a highly protective stone. It creates a strong barrier around you and absorbs unwanted negative energies and entities and energies. In doing so, malachite can bring old emotions and past traumas to the surface to be dealt with and thus promote deep healing and positive transformations. Malachite also aids in the development of your intuition and enhances your creativity. It could also be used in conjunction with the third eye chakra to encourage visions, and when used with the heart chakra, it can bring balance to your relationships. Uranus, which aligns perfectly with malachite, represents liberation and transformation and pushes you towards a life of enlightenment and progression. Known as the Great Awakener, Uranus assists you in expanding boundary lines and elevating your mindset so you can teach this process collectively. Reprogram your mindset. Actively make a decision daily when you're feeling low, irritated, or frustrated to reframe your state of mind. Expressing yourself in a higher vibrational frequency and allowing yourself to take positive from a negative situation moves you one step closer to reprogramming your old negative thought patterns. Begin by identifying the negative thoughts, then counteract them by thinking or writing down 3 positive or beneficial outcomes that came from this negativity. By doing this, you will begin to align yourself with the vibrational energies you wish to attract. My heart and mind are open to elevate my vibrational approach to life and make space for eudaimonia. Beautiful, beautiful. And pink kunzite, look this up as well. This is a beautiful crystal for dealing with negative energy as well. So I'm not surprised that you chose this one. All right, they actually want me to get my malachite, so I'm going to go get it. I think it's over here. Pardon the noise as I move things around to find it. Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay. I have a nice big piece of it. It's gorgeous. Okay, they want me to put it on the table. And green is heart chakra energy, and so is this beautiful pink. So we have all heart chakra here going on as well. All right. What else, if anything, do you want group number 4 to know? They want me to go back to the book. There's something about, so the malachite is known for the stone of transformation, is highly protective stone. No, this part. This is an essential time to activate and open your heart, throat, and third eye chakras, for which malachite should be used. So they wanted me to remind you of that. So your heart, throat, and third eye chakras. They want to clear blockages and open those more fully. Okay, so you can use malachite. I would get maybe a pink kunzite as well. If you can't get them, just, Google them and bring their energy to you. Okay, the 9 and your group 4. They're telling me 94 has a message for you. Okay. Your angel's messages are coming through your intuition at this time. Trust what you feel. Okay, so trust what you feel in your heart. And oh, that's why the heart chakra, it says opens the heart, throat, and third eye. So that's moving up, right? Or up, yeah, moving up on the chakra system. So it all starts with the heart and trusting what you feel. Okay? So yes, this is why we have so much heart energy. Look, it's all this beautiful unconditional love, pink, and this beautiful green, which is heart chakra energy. So trust what you feel. Okay. We're not quite there with the one thing you need to know. To know yourself deeper. I'm going back here again, okay? Oh, pertaining to each individual self and finally living in your knowing. So this is why they want to clear the blockages in your heart, throat, and third eye. Because they want you to start living in your knowing, okay? And this is your knowing. You feel, your third eye helps you to see, understand, know, and your voice, your throat helps you live it. So that's why these 3 chakras are important for you, your heart, throat, and third eye. Okay. So the one thing that they want you to know is that it's time for you to live your knowing, to finally live your knowing. Okay? And you can access this knowledge and guide yourself down the path to your bliss by looking inward and healing your past traumas and wounding. You've probably been doing that already, but they're giving you some clues how you can work with these crystals to open up even more and to clear any blockages there. All right, is there something else other than this very practical? It's time to live your knowing. I'm repeating that. It's time to live your knowing. It's time to live your knowing. It's time to feel your knowing. It's time to speak your knowing. It's time to see your knowing reflected to you in the physical world. It's time to live your knowing. That is the one thing they want you to know today. To know yourself deeper. It's time to experience yourself deeper. To live your knowing. I hope that makes sense, because that's where they're asking me to leave it. I really hope that makes sense. I just want to leave your thing here. It's so gorgeous. Maybe I'll put it back after the reading. It's so gorgeous. Okay. I didn't even want to let go of that energy. All right, group number 5. 4848 is something we got to look up right away. 4848. So I'm going to put that there. Oh, this green pink energy, this heart energy is so gorgeous right now. And look, greens and pinks. Yeah, so beautiful. 4848, I said. We're going to look that up first. So 48 times 2. 48 is a very important message for you. The angels of purpose are with you now, helping you understand and follow the truth and purpose that will light you up. Okay, they want you to know that. That the angels of purpose are with you now, helping you understand and follow the truth and purpose that will light you up. Okay? And look at that. You chose work your light. You chose work your light. And you chose the fluorite crystal. And look at this beautiful pink and green energy. So beautiful. So this is Today we're finding out what you need to know, the one thing you need to know yourself deeper, okay? So that's what the cards are going to reveal to us today. There it is. That did not take long. Break the chain. Ancestral patterns. Healing, rewriting the future. Wow. Okay. You're an ancestral pattern breaker. That's what they want you to know today. Okay? That's the one thing they want you to know today that you need to know yourself deeper. You are the breaker of the chains. All right. Look at this energy. So gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to start with the book, and then we're going to go from there. I would love it if I could memorize all of these books, but I cannot. So, 60. Here we go. Oh, the 48, they just reminded me. This is what they said, right? The angels of purpose are with you now, helping you understand and follow the truth and purpose that will light you up. The truth and purpose of you is you are here to break the chains, the ancestral patterns, and to rewrite the future, to heal and rewrite the future. That is your purpose. Wow. Okay. You are being called to heal your family line or free yourself from living the life of your ancestors. This could mean letting go of an old pattern of your maternal or paternal line, healing trauma from the past that is not even yours, or observing old ways of being that no longer serve you. We carry emotional trauma in our luminous field for up to 7 generations back. This is why family patterns can be the hardest to break. Often, they are not even ours to begin with. But we do not know another way of being, and so we continue playing out the drama. The thing to notice when ancestral healing comes up is that you cannot heal another person, but your own healing can cause another person to choose to heal. Energy is freed up. You are being guided now to look at your life and decide how you want it to be. What ways of being or patterns are you ready to free yourself from? What part of your future do you want to rewrite? Now is the time to shake them off and dream a new future into being. What old What old ways of being from your family line are you ready to let go? Seek assistance from your support team, tribe, friends, healers, coach, etc., to begin freeing yourself from it now. All right. Something that was just jumping out at me with ancestral patterns. Some of your ancestors may have experienced extreme loss, okay? Extreme loss, or things being taken from them, okay? Things being taken from them. So you might be repeating this pattern. You might expect that to happen. There's a program in you, you know. So soul programs, I think I explained this last time, but soul programs are created by the emotions we feel, not by the actions, the actual experience itself, but by the negative emotions that carry forth as a result of the experience. So you probably have some negative emotions that are in your DNA, really, and in your soul programming, and that cause you to fear loss in irrational ways. Some of you, I'm hearing. Okay, if that doesn't resonate with you, we have more to come here. So, but some of you, your ancestors experienced loss. So it could be, you know, the provider in the family dies, or, you know, is taken from them in some way, goes to prison and somehow, you know, probably unjustly, or land is taken, or, you know, something was lost or taken from your ancestors. I'm getting that very clearly for some of you. Or your ancestors experienced loss, like of loved ones, of providers, of, you know, so there was a lot of death in the family, and heart death, with the heart chakra just being everywhere in this reading. So you might want to heal the heart energy. You might have heart conditions in your family that take, you know, family members, important family members. Everybody's important, but, you know, providers, I hear, from the family. And you might be always waiting for that shoe to drop, waiting for something to be taken or lost, right? Some of you, because you are healers, right? Your family, your ancestors were healers. Some of you were persecuted for that. Some of your ancestors were persecuted for that. So you have a fear of persecution. You have a fear to be the healer that you are, because you have this innate fear that something bad will happen to you if you do this, that you will be persecuted in some way online. If if you want to do what I'm doing and you're worried that there's going to be like haters or whatever they call them, trolls, yeah. It's funny because trolls are like mystical beings in a fairy tale, and that's what we use. We use that language still. We use our ancestral language. So yeah, some of you are fearful of being persecuted. That is the chain you need to break. You need to be able to be the healer that you are, and without fear of persecution. So that's another one. So fear of loss, fear of persecution, they kind of go hand in hand as well, I hear. What else? What other patterns are being broken? For some of you, it's coming as hypervigilance, paranoia. So for some of you, your ancestors, they probably had a role or lived in a time where they had to be hypervigilant, and this has led to paranoia, okay? And it's led to a very closed off heart, a very protected, but protected not, you're protected so you can open your heart way, protected in like a shielded heart, a closed heart. So for some of you, that's a pattern that you're going to break. Is there anything else you want me to identify here? The main message is you are a pattern breaker. You are going to break the chains. You are a healer, and you are going to rewrite the history of your family line, okay? And it all comes from the heart chakra. It's very focused on the heart chakra. The blockages created in the heart chakra because of ancestral experiences. Is there anything else for this group that I know this is the one thing they need to know. You're the chain breaker. But is there anything I can give them to support them? Any information I can give them to support them in being the chain breaker and understanding what that means, and knowing anything more about this? They're bringing my attention to the crystals here. Danubite, pink kunzite, green and blue fluorite, and purple. So green, blue, and purple. Reminds me of the fourth pile. Green, blue, and purple. So heart chakra with the green and the pink. Blue is throat chakra, and purple is your third eye chakra and your crown chakra. So it's all of that, releasing and opening all the blockages to that, okay? And the blockages have occurred for the reasons that I described, some of the patterns and experiences of your ancestors. That's why they've occurred. So they want you to focus on those 4 chakras, unblocking those 4 chakras: your heart, your throat, your third eye, your crown. Working with these crystals if you can. If you can't get the crystals themselves, you can Google them and bring that energy to you through the images. You can get very creative how you can get the crystal energy to come to you. It's interesting. They want me to look at this. Yeah, look, you're coming out of the cave. You're coming out of the cave. So your ancestors felt they needed to live in a cave. You're coming out into the light. You're coming out of the darkness into the light. You're coming out of the cave. You're coming out of hiding. So for some of you, that persecution bit about being a healer is very, very important. You're coming out of the cave to be this beautiful healer that you are. Look, these are your ancestors behind you, helping you, cheering you on as you come out and exist in this beautiful, beautiful energy here. I feel like there's something else still. What is it? What else do you want to let this group know? Well, they want me to look at the page number that this was on. Okay, so break the chain was on, what was it? Break the chain, 60, page 60. Okay, we're going to the number 60. Your angels are guiding you to slow down and take time to reflect before making any sudden changes. Okay, so with this knowledge that you are the chain breaker and you're coming out of the cave and all of this stuff that we just discussed, there's no rush. Okay, so you might feel like a little bit of panic, like, oh my God, this is my purpose, this is what I got to do, how do I do it, etc. And I was feeling that a little bit, like, how do I give them information to do this, you know? But they're saying slow down, just slow down, okay, and reflect. Slow down and reflect, and then you will be guided. You will know exactly what it is, what chain you're breaking, and how you're going to break it. But slow down. Don't get into that frantic energy. Okay? This group, even though this is the one thing you need to know about yourself, to know yourself more deeply, they are referring you back to group number 1. Not 1, sorry. Maybe 1's got something there for you too, but group number 4. Group number 4. Because I was looking at the card for group number 4 and see the green pink energies here too. And it was very much about the heart chakra, throat chakra, and crown chakra, third eye chakra, I think, or third eye chakra for this one. So there's something definitely that maybe you want to look back at, but also now they just showed me 609. Putting this 9 there opened up that number for us. So maybe that's all it was. Maybe you don't have to watch the other group. So 609. You are receiving an important soul download. Take some moments to be still and receive the messages that are coming to you from within. Past life information and healing can be accessed now. Whoa. Okay, that's why they said slow down and reflect. Take time to reflect. Okay, that was the 60 message, right? Like, let's go back to that one. Your angels are guiding you to slow down and take time to reflect before making any sudden changes. And then they're saying you are receiving an important soul download. Take some moments to be still and receive the messages that are coming to you from within. And that's why this card is here, because this is about, opening up to your knowing that's within you. Past life information and healing can be accessed now. Wow, that is really cool. You know that your ancestors can also be you. I have a friend that's how she sees past lives is, I think, I'm not gonna do it justice how she saw it and how she thought about it, but it's anyways, your ancestors can be you. Right? So because if you believe in reincarnation, right, in past lives, you could have been an ancestor of your current being. I just saw something where it was even mentioned that sometimes we even know that we're going to have 2 lives that connect. We're going to be our own ancestor. So there's some of that stuff coming up here. But the important thing is to slow down, look within, allow that download to come. You can access that past life information that will help you break this chain. Okay? Slow down and be still and open yourself up to that. That is what they want you to know today. All right? I hope you have a lovely, lovely day. Bye-bye for now.